and an episode always weekly. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for listening to This Is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon,
My name is Nate.
and we want to wish you a happy Go Caroling Day.
Does that mean you go hang out with Carol?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know too many carols,
I don't either.
especially Christmas carols.
You don't know too many Christmas carols?
I do not.
Hmm.
I know a lot of Christmas songs.
Do you know any forgotten carols?
I love forgotten carols. I just can't remember them. Actually, that's like my go-to. Like one of the songs I can play on the piano is The Innkeeper.
Is that the
I am a man forgotten.
Ah, yes. Of course.
Yeah.
Classic.
Classic, yeah.
You know, it's almost like we need to do another Forgotten Carols episode. Because it's just our best one.
Well, I think next year we should actually go to the play.
Hey.
Bring back some memories, even though I don't think Michael's starring it anymore. He might be narrating it, right?
He's still in it in some capacity.
I
Return
think
this
he
year.
narrates it. He might be like the narrator. I don't know, but there's another guy doing his part, is my understanding. So right, yeah, he's involved. I just don't know how he's involved. So it'd be fun to go see somebody else take over the reins.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Let's put it on the calendar.
Yeah, let's reach out to Michael again, see if he can give us a personal interview after the performance.
You know, a guy I work with, apparently he grew up with his daughter, so maybe we've got a connection now.
Oh, cool.
See if we can't make something happen.
Yeah. And I found out the other day that one of my pickleball friends, his dad was a DJ when he was growing up. Not sure for what station, but he did have an in with all the Utah artists. And he said Michael McLean was one of them. So I wonder if he could hook us up. If not, we at least need to have him on the show to talk about being a DJ in Utah and how that works.
We got to.
So
I do have to say one more holiday. Shout out to my dad. It's National Stephen Day. Also my middle name. So I'm kind of a Stephen.
Steve.
What's that?
Night at the Roxbury.
Right?
Right?
Yes.
Is his name Steve?
It's been a minute since I've seen
I
it.
just got Molly Shannon in my mind going, Steve. And isn't Steve the name of
Will Ferrell's character?
Will Cares? Yeah. And then Cloudy with Meatballs. Doesn't the monkey always say Steve? And then I always think of, and I don't think it's right, quotes right, but somebody quoted it once. It's from Multiplicity, where he comes in the house, and I swear I don't think he said Steve, but that's all I remember. So it's that, what do you call it, Mandela effect?
Yeah.
So what I believe it to be, but I don't think it's true. Where he goes, "Did you bring me a monkey, Steve?" So every time I hear the name Steve, that's the first thing I go to is, "Did you bring me a monkey, Steve?"
Whether it's true or not.
Yeah, but I think I rewatched it, that part, and I'm like, oh, I don't think that's what he said was Steve. In my mind, it was always Steve. And the whole, I like pizza. What do you want?
Okay.
I love pizza.
We won't judge you for it if you're wrong.
No, so I've probably been misquoting that movie for years and years. But yeah, Steve's a good name. Got a lot of good friends named Steve.
Yes. Not a bad name.
It's too bad he doesn't get anything for it. They should have like a free meal somewhere. Well, are you ready for Christmas?
I am ready. Ready or not, because this is our Christmas episode. We're still a good 5 days away, but it's coming quick.
No, 5 days. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. 5.
4 days till the 24th, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Which for me is more Christmas than sometimes Christmas.
Right? I feel like, yeah, isn't that the way with a lot of stuff? Like the anticipation is bigger. I was actually thinking about that yesterday because of that movie, The Oath.
Uh-huh.
like all the hype around it. Then didn't you even go and pay to see like the 10-minute preview or something?
I did.
So like all the hype around it, but then the movie comes out and everyone's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Nobody was excited to go see it, but the hype of it was fun. I don't
I
know.
still would like to see it.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you went out of your way though to go see like the you know what I mean? But you
Right.
didn't go out of your way to see it when it actually came out. So I feel that's true with a lot of movies, a lot of holidays, just a lot of items. Like the anticipation is kind of the fun part of it, but the actual event isn't always as exciting.
I
So I
saw a
think you're
funny
right.
thing pointed out that if you even think of the movie Christmas Vacation, none of that movie even takes place on Christmas.
There you go. Oh yeah, 100, yeah. I watched the last because it's on like nonstop on one channel or another. But I watched the last like 10 minutes last night again. Um, but yeah, you're right. It's Christmas Eve, right? It's when it ends.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that do that. That it's just Christmas Eve and then, you know, they don't even show Christmas Day. Trying to think of another one. I mean, most movies do have scenes actually on Christmas, but a
Well,
lot of them
yeah,
don't.
it's usually
Even
like
Wonderful Life, that one doesn't even show Christmas Day. It's Christmas Eve.
yeah. Well, most of them, it's like the build up, and then Christmas Eve might be kind of like the what do you call it? The climax of the movie,
Yeah,
and then the movie like will have a few minutes on Christmas Day, right?
yeah.
I mean, both Home Alone, well, the one and two are that way, where the last 10 minutes is actual Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Eve
Um,
when all the robberies and booby traps are happening.
yeah,
Good point. So anyway,
yeah.
however you find yourself, whether you put extra emphasis on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, we hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
See you next year.
Well, we got one more for
We
the
got one
year.
more. That's true. True. We got a good one for
And
next
we
week.
still got to talk about what we're talking about today. We'll keep it short, because it's the holidays. We're busy, but we both did make a trip for this episode, right?
Yeah. And this is a place I believe we've been talking about visiting since the very beginning. And I think you had a few connections that might be able to help us get in there and that never panned out.
Right.
And the opportunity arose.
And it's
And
still, it still owes it. We still owe it a legit
full experience.
full experience episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about it in a minute. I'm excited to have actually visited the park now. I've driven by it a bunch of times. I even drove by it about a month ago with my daughter. I manage a townhome, like literally quarter of a mile, if that. So you can see Evermore from the driveway. Um, so my daughter went with me one day to do a quick errand there and drove. But she was like, "What's that?" And I kind of told her, and then she was all excited to go. I'm like, "Oh boy, um, we're gonna have to spend some money because she wants to go now." But then the opportunity arose. What do I always love?
You love the deals
I love the deals,
and the freeze.
the freeze. Yeah,
Anything free, anything that's a deal. I mean, I also appreciate those things, but you a little bit more, right?
yeah, 100%. I'm all about the deal, the thrill of the deal. Even if I have $1 million, I still have to have that thrill of getting a value.
I don't blame you. And I was in the same boat with this one, which is why it was a good entry point for us to give. Finally, we gave Evermore a visit because they opened it for the Christmas season for free.
Yeah.
At
Well, they
least
opened
entry
the
to the
gate.
park.
Yeah, the gate opened for free. And then if you wanted to participate in any of the activities inside, you had to pay. And I totally forgot to give you last week when I saw
Ah,
you.
yes, you did.
I found one of they had I think it was like $30 for an all inclusive pass or something like that. And that might have been the only option you had was to buy the pass, or you can, my understanding, it might have been You might have been able to do individual events, but yeah, I found one on the ground. I didn't know if it would work or not. So I was gonna give it to you to see if you wanted to try to redeem some of the things. But the one thing that they had was a story walk.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, well, I didn't realize we went over to look at one of the buildings and then we were greeted with, "Oh, you're here for the story walk adventure," whatever they said in their accents and in their character. But yeah, I had
And you said,
kids
I
and I
beg your
wasn't gonna pay
pardon.
for that.
I have seemed to have lost my ticket. Yeah, we
A little birdie stole my ticket.
we walked in, we kind of walked that way first, and then we saw a little white bunny. We're like, oh, there's a bunny running around. So we were trying to take a picture of it, and I think following the bunny, we accidentally crossed the line for the storytelling. And the lady comes over like, "Oh, this is a storytelling line. You need to have tickets." I'm like, "Okay, we're not trying to get in line anyways. We're following the bunny." Um,
What if the bunny was part of the experience, Nate?
it might have been. We might have.
That was part of the Mad Hatter or the Alice in Wonderland
There you go.
experience.
The rabbit's trained to go grab people and bring them to the line.
Yep.
But did you see a few bunnies running around?
I didn't know.
Oh, really? We saw probably three or four of them
That's pretty fun though.
throughout the night. So I'm like, I don't know if they're part of Evermore, like they kind of have a spot for them to eat and sleep and all that stuff, and they just wander around the park during the day, or if they were just wild rabbits. Who knows?
So I guess it's worth mentioning you say you didn't do anything that cost money. I also didn't spend any money there, so I know the draw for them probably bringing people in is for them to then spend money, but
Yeah, yeah,
our
100%.
both of our experiences were cost free, so we're assessing it from that view, not from
The experience view.
experiences that you can have there, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, but I think
what did you think?
I thought it was I thought it was fun for the fact that it was something different. It kind of reminded me of something like Gardner Village, where it's kind of a little small community, of stores and things to see and do. But instead of being Gardner Village is more of that old farm town feel. This one is, would you say, Renaissance fantasy?
Yeah, it's kind of for yeah, I guess fantasy cosplay. I don't know. It's kind of medieval.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of time period. Basically, the what do they call it? The after the Dark Ages or whatever, or coming out of, I don't know, medieval. I think you're right. But it was fun. It was a different experience. The one thing I had a hard time knowing is if the people dressed up were public or workers of
Yes, I
the
was wondering the
facility.
same thing.
So I never knew, like, if I had a question, like, but my thoughts were too, if I did approach anybody dressed up, the odds are they probably know what's going on because they've probably been to the park before. Yeah, one dude, let me send you a picture. See if I can find it though. I don't know what he was dressed up as, but he was like Fan X dressed up. Like he was to the nines.
He went all out.
Did you see the llama?
We did see the llama. Of course. Had to.
Is your daughter excited? Is she still into
Yeah.
llamas, or is that
She isn't as much, but she still appreciates llamas. I think just seeing a creature was exciting for both the kids. But did you have a favorite part or favorite thing you saw there? Or was it the llama?
um I mean, the overall atmosphere was pretty cool. Like you did feel like you were in the middle of a city, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of had that theme park
It was
feel.
immersive.
Yeah, very immersive.
I think the biggest downside of doing the free, I mean, you'd have to pay to probably go into a lot of the buildings, which was something I wish we could have done.
Yeah. and they still had their one of their Halloween decorations, that big pumpkin. Do you see that guy?
I did, yeah. Oh
And
wow, that
then
is quite a costume you just sent
yeah, he
over.
was he was all in. But
Kind of scary.
there's a lot of when we went, I'm sure it wasn't probably the same for you because we went the week before, and there was still a small layer of snow because it just snowed that week, and I think
Mm.
that kind of added to the feel, to the atmosphere. But the kids did love. Did you see like the little spot where they had like the human cage and the beheading station?
Actually, I missed that now.
Did you? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So the kids all got their pictures acting like they're getting their heads cut off, and it reminded me. I don't know if you ever saw the original Willow, but the
Mm-mm.
human cage, it reminded me of that. So my wife and I kept making references to Willow,
Well, that's fun.
and it's fun. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it almost feels like you're in a movie too, right? With some of
Right.
the Christmas tree lights, and yeah,
Probably a good place to film a movie, I'm assuming.
that's true. They could make another movie, and I like the throughout the park they'd have those little kind of fire pits, standing stations to warm up.
Mm. Yeah.
Kids like that, so we stopped by a few of those.
They had lots of Christmas lights set up, throughout the park.
Yeah,
Not like overdone, but enough that it was
yeah.
different than just the park is normally. They put up the Christmas stuff. And there were a couple stations where you could listen to like a track almost.
Oh, you push a button, right?
Yeah, I only saw
Yeah,
two. Actually, there might have been more, but I just saw
yeah.
one that was like that hearse.
The Brigham Young hearse.
Yeah. I don't know if it was anything Christmas related. I didn't really
I
know what
don't
it was
think
saying.
so.
But there was a shop, like a candy shop, and that had a Christmas scene and it did have a Christmas track with it. So,
Okay. Yeah, I remember the hearse, and then
and the ice skating rink, that's Christmassy.
right. Which I is it gonna be a real ice skating rink, or are they using that kind of plastic that you can actually ice skate on? Have you
I
seen
don't
that?
know actually, because I
Were they
don't know.
ice skating, or were they just running around on it?
No, they had actual ice skates you could rent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
everyone was
was
just
one thing we
running around on
considered
it.
doing because my daughter does like to ice skate, but it was pretty cold. And again, we just were kind of there for a quick visit to check it out,
Just to
see the sights.
see the sights. Yeah, we
Did
just ran
you
around on it.
did you get to go see Santa Claus?
We walked through the Santa Claus house. So we did see him. We didn't talk to him, but we saw
Oh,
him
you didn't
walk through.
you didn't go tell him what you wanted for Christmas.
I did not. I don't think any of the kids. I mean, there it wasn't any big line, but there was a line to say hi to him. So the kids didn't care. They saw the pirate ship, took a few
Oh
pictures.
yeah, yeah, the pirate ship was really cool.
Yeah. So they took a picture there, took a picture of beheading cages. There was
And that
another one too next to the beheading thing. I can't remember what it was, but if you they had a button thing that you were just talking about, and
okay.
then it spit out like fog or something like that. I can't remember. And then we walked in and looked at their what would you call it, cafeteria slash restaurant.
Well, the vendors keep.
Yeah, didn't seem too bad on the pricing. I mean, what you would expect like at any event like that. And then they had another place where it was like a churro donut or something shop.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, so we walked in there and realized what it was. And we're like, okay, turn around, walk back out. But overall, I liked it. I mean, like I said, if I would have paid money for it to get in and just walk around like that, I might not have been so impressed. Kind of like with the zoo lights.
Right.
But overall, like it was free. I finally got to see what's behind the walls,
Yeah.
and it's. I think it's worth revisiting, seeing if we can't maybe find somebody who works there or has an inside track to give us the behind the scenes tour. Would be
Right.
fun.
Agreed.
And
They
then
had a
I
place you
wonder
could
how
take a
the
sleigh picture too. To get on the sleigh and take a picture. The sled, whatever.
do they have a
Yeah, I was in one by one of the fire pits. We got a picture on
uh,
it.
I don't think I
Um,
saw that or paid attention to that.
geez, I don't know how long it's been around. I think it's been around a couple years. Probably I'd say at least 2019 since it opened, maybe longer.
Right.
But I kind of feel like, and again, we'll get into it more when we do an actual episode, but there's a lot of promise here, like a lot of things that could be really cool, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand why it probably hasn't hit like they thought it would or been such a success because it's kind of a limited audience
Yeah,
of people who, so they got to figure out a way to make it more
appeal
appealing
to a
to
larger audience.
larger audience, right? Or and have something that would make it different. I don't know. Maybe they had a nice roller coaster.
Agreed. Yeah, they've got the train, which isn't running because I think it's just too cold. But I'd be interested to see the train and how that works.
But I also
Um,
wonder if they need to do something like Gardner Village to where it's not really a mission to get in, but you have individual shops and stuff to walk, which they do already, but something to get the traffic there. Because like we said, I don't think it's been. I mean, there's plenty of times I've driven by wondering, is it still open? I think I even texted you like what 6 months ago and asked you if Evermore still
right.
open
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure.
I do really like I think they probably could do more for Christmas and maybe this is a
Yes.
way for them to garner interest. And I wonder how the turnout has been and if it's yielded more money and
Oh, you know
exposure like
what?
they hoped it would.
Right.
But I mean, it got us to go, and I mean, how often are we like, oh, let's go to Evermore? We haven't, and so it got us to go out that direction and actually check it out. So
All right. I figured it out.
what is it?
They need to do in October, they could make their whole year's worth of money if they just did a haunted house attraction.
Yeah, I think they kind of do something similar to it, but it's
Do
not
they?
full on. It's not a full haunted house. I don't think.
Because they could do like the haunted forest type thing, right? Where you just like walk and then you get into a house and then or one of their things. And yeah, I mean they you could make a killer,
I agree.
no pun intended, killer haunted house.
I think that would be good. Yeah,
Like with a
I would go check it out.
medieval Renaissance theme, of
Oh yeah, get a
and
cool
then
dragon.
you could do like the full contact where they actually chop off one person in your group's head or something.
They hang some witches, burn some witches.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, you could go so many cool ways with it. So, and maybe you're right. They probably do something obviously if they have that big pumpkin guy.
Yeah, I think they. I don't. My parents went during the
Halloween time.
Halloween season, the fall, and they said there was some, scary stuff, but it wasn't people jumping out and grabbing you, something like that. It wasn't a haunted house.
It wasn't haunted house style, but yeah, they would probably make a killing because
I'd go for sure.
it's right off the freeway. Yeah. I
I'm
mean, they would be on the
surprised that
other
hasn't happened yet.
because they'd be on the other side of the freeway from Haunted Forest too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we got
reach
something
out to
going
us. We've
there.
got some ideas.
Yeah, when we
We've
win the
helped some other
Powerball,
haunted houses before.
Powerball's back up to I think it's Powerball up to 500 million again. So if we go win that again, um, then we'll buy Evermore and turn it into our own Halloween/Christmas. We'll just do every holiday.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I'm encouraged to see it. I do like I'm a big fan of the Charles Dickens Christmas vibe, the Scrooge Christmas Carol vibe. And so
Ooh.
I probably would have done the walkthrough that they said was kind of like that. It just was
Oh, is that what it was based off of, the
that's
walkthrough?
kind of what they said at the beginning. I don't know if that's fully what it was, but they alluded to that and um I was interested for sure, but wasn't about to spend probably
$120.
$100 to go with my kids who
Could care less.
yeah, exactly. So maybe if it was me, my wife would have done something like that. Um
That's kind of where I was at too. I was like, if I was just with Brandon or something, I probably
yeah.
would have paid to do it. But Yeah, I wasn't gonna drop 100 and what would that be with my family? $150 to do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I think I agree with you. Them opening this up more to people and then having those add-ons, I think is a great way to get more people coming in, checking it out, and also doing yeah, some kind of Halloween thing would be cool. But maybe more to come next year, and we'll see what they do. Maybe they'll hear this episode and think, yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that, and then they'll thank us by inviting us out to preview it all.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But thanks Evermore for opening the gates, letting us check it out. And it seems they are building more stuff. There's a church that looks to be in progress. That's really cool. The
Oh yeah.
buildings are really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was being built or remodeled, but
Yeah,
I
they
agree.
all. I think I'd love to go in all the buildings. Only got to go in the one for Santa, which was a cool building. I mean, perfect place for Santa Claus, and they had it dressed up real nice. But um, yeah, I think the buildings are a big draw of this place. They've done a good job with it. So a fun Christmas event to check out. Something new that we got to see.
Finally got to see. Unfortunately, we can't tell people. Well, did we mention at the end of last episode to go check it out since it was last week and I think was the final weekend?
Yeah, you wanted to let people know so they could check it out if they wanted to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they would
it's not
understand.
going on this weekend.
I don't believe so. I think it last weekend was just 2 weekends that they
Two
were doing it
weekends.
that I saw, but maybe they extended it. Maybe it was
Maybe it
so
was so
fun.
successful they've extended it.
Maybe. But hopefully they do it next year. And then hopefully they take our idea. Somebody over Evermore listens to our Halloween idea and they do that for Halloween. So we can just go visit during Halloween.
Yeah, I agree. But we hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas. And we kind of have one last Christmas episode, even though it'll be after Christmas.
It is always interesting to go to Christmas activities the week after Christmas because a lot of places don't shut down their stuff till January 1st, right?
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, we went and did the drive-through lights over in South Jordan, like 2 days after Christmas. It was fun. And the cool thing was is they had a bunch of leftover, like it was like an extra charge to have the goodie bags and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But they had so many left over, they were just handing them out.
Oh, nice.
Um, so that was fun. It just wasn't as cool to do during building up to Christmas, talking about the anticipation.
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly what it is. That anticipation for Christmas and Christmas Eve. It's not as fun after Christmas. It's still fun, but it's not getting you ready for that holiday feeling, right?
Right. Right.
But we hope everyone finds some fun things to do for Christmas, some fun Christmas activities, or just being with your family. That's always good too.
Yes. And now I need to go find the rest of my kids' presents.
Well, you better go get that done because you're running out of time.
Well, my boys have decided that they don't want stuff that's necessarily in stores that you can just go buy. It's all this retro video game stuff that is hard
Oh,
to find.
lucky you.
No, not lucky me. So yeah, it's annoying.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. Do you have an Xbox 360 you need to sell?
360? No.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
And this was a place we just talked about.
Oh, oh, oh.
Merry
Christmas.
Oh yeah, Santa. I know him.